Aloha. Thank you, everyone, for being here. My name is Lola Irvin. I'm with the Department of Health, Health Hawaii Initiative. We're excited to share with you the premiere of our obesity prevention campaign. So thank you so much for being here and for showing your support. I know that amongst us, we have people who have been working in obesity prevention and for many years, and so thank you. The Health Hawaii Initiative worked with students to develop these messages so that it would resonate with their peers. And the elements of the campaign that were developed with and by the youth include print ads in malls and buses statewide. You can see the print ads around the room. They'll also be in movie theaters. There'll be TV and radio spots. And there is also a social media component. The youth-oriented campaign counters the marketing of unhealthy foods and beverages that target our teens and encourages overconsumption. The public education campaign is one component in a comprehensive state effort for the prevention of obesity. At this time, it is my great honor to introduce Governor Neil Abercrombie. He's a great champion for the health of our keiki, and he is here to launch our obesity prevention campaign.
Thank you, Lola. Aloha, everybody. I'm so happy to see all of you. I'm sure, and I've said on other occasions, that it won't be the first time many of you heard a politician say he or she was happy to see you or to be among you. But it's particularly pertinent today, and it's a particularly good day for me today because it gives me an opportunity to recognize all the good work, the hard work that's been done to this point and done successfully to this point. We're on our way to succeeding. This is one of the great messages, I think, that I hope you'll take forward from today, that we have worked very hard to get to this point, and I think the acceptability and the credibility of the message that we're trying to get through is working. Just today, whether it's the LA Times, the Los Angeles Times, or whether it's the New York Times, there is a new report out, in this instance from the Center for Science in the Public Interest, which has been working with public health departments all across the nation, asking the Federal Drug Administration to regulate the amount of caloric sweeteners in sodas and beverages, and arguing that there has been a scientific consensus that the level of added sugars in those products is in fact unsafe. Now, we're not here today to discuss the merits or demerits of any scientific claims. The point here is that there is a converging consensus across the country from various disciplines, including parental disciplines, that to get control of ourselves and the message associated with these sugary drinks, these sweeteners, is something that is profoundly in the public interest. Now, it should be clear to everybody that everybody has a special interest. There's no argument about that, not from the point of view of our administration. Everybody has a multiplicity of special interests. Mr. DePledge and I, for example, our erstwhile Fourth Estate reporter over here is recording every word. And also whether you're smiling or whether you're happy, you know, whether this audience is enthusiastic. We share a special interest. We both love our dogs. And we both realize that we are merely take orders from our dogs. It's by osmosis. We don't even know that the orders are coming to us. So we share that. Everybody's got a special interest. The question is whether your special interest coincides with the public interest or whether your special interest becomes a private interest at the expense of the public interest. And so what we're talking about here today is not moral suasion. We're not setting anybody up as in a superior position to someone else. We're not trying to say that we know more than somebody else, or that we're in, as I say, a moral superiority position to others, and instructing them what they should do because we know better. That is not the approach that we're taking. What we're saying is that we understand that people have different ways and different interests that they support. The question here is can we become advocates for a position that is clearly in the public interest? Now, I find myself every day having to come to grips with the questions associated with how we're going to meet health care costs. I have come to every day trying to come to grips with the question of what are we going to do with the exploding incidence of juvenile diabetes. What about the questions of obesity and what that means? This is not a criticism of somebody who's heavy. Look, I fight this every day, all the time. I have a particular interest in addictions and so on because I know I love ice cream. To me, it's not the sugar. The drinks, I can pass on the drinks. It's the ice cream that's the difficulty, particularly if it's gelato. And, right? I mean, it's true, right? We all have habits. We all have that's not the issue. I know I'm paying that price. That's why I have to get on that recumbent bike over at the new Wano YMCA, right, and put in an extra 30 minutes because I know that I got to pay for my sins. And so that's really what we're talking about here. We're talking about a combination of whether or not we can recognize what is not just in our own personal interest, but what's in the overall public interest as well. Because we find ourselves with spending chasing costs, and those costs are rising. And whether it has to do with the effects of obesity, whether it has to do with the effects of diabetes, the increased incidence of it, especially in childhood, diseases that are occurring, and health difficulties that we've never faced in these numbers before. No matter what that is, that's what we're trying to come to grips with. And I'm particularly pleased that these young folks from the Island Pacific Academy that are here today have recognized that, and they're acting on behalf of all young people and helping to put together the message that's going out there. This is not adults shaking their finger in the face of children and saying, we know what's best for you, we know what's good for you, and we're in a position and we're going to tell you what to do. These are young people reaching out to their brothers and sisters, to their peers, all across the ranks of young people in this state and across the country, and saying, let's work together for everybody's benefit, not only individual, but for the community's benefit. So this is something, the campaign, I think, that is going to have a lot of appeal because we know that we're setting in the right direction. If people say, well, isn't this too difficult to accomplish? Well, think about it with tobacco. For those who are a little bit older here, and you young people wouldn't know about it, you're used to the idea now of trying to discourage people from smoking for all the right reasons, having to do with diseases and having to do with difficulties. Someone like myself, for example, my two grandfathers and my father died because of smoking, and died earlier than they should have, and in terrible circumstances because of smoking. And so as a result, my brother and I, for example, never started to smoke. We had that lesson. But we don't think, I never thought that was a good way to learn a lesson, is to have the people that you love die earlier than they should have, or died from circumstances that left the rest of the family as well as themselves with a tremendous sense of suffering and pain that need not have occurred. Any of you now who know and understand that for those that are on dialysis, for example, this was an industry. Believe it or not, I see heads shaking in the audience right now, but I can tell you young people, you may think now, yeah, dialysis, sure. I mean, there's whole, you can go down the street and go to a dialysis center now. where people are. That didn't occur even 10 years ago. Even 10 years ago, that didn't happen. So what we're dealing with here is a public health issue. This is a public health crisis that we're dealing with. And what we're saying to is we're not trying to be puritanical about it. We're not trying to exercise some kind of arbitrary authority over anyone else. What we're saying to is think about it. We're saying to them, think about it. Think about whether or not this is in your interest to do this, as well as the community's interest. Because we don't want to have your mom or your dad or you at some point in your life, and you don't have to be on dialysis or suffer amputation or some other kind of drastic consequence of this. An industry itself associated with everything that is about thinking and rethinking what we're doing. Everything about it is geared towards responding to what is a good public health stance for the country to take and a good approach to start living healthy. All of us are likely to live much longer than my grandfathers or my father would have lived in any event because of other advances that have been made, both technologically in health terms and because we know more about good health and good healthy eating habits now. So if that's the case, what we want to do is maximize our capacity to lead a healthy life so that we can be maximally productive and be able to arrive at our senior years and our elderly years in good health and conduct ourselves in such a way as to be able to exercise the maximum dignity and self-worth that we would like to see everybody be able to attain. So I'm delighted to be here, particularly with these young people. These print ads will be displayed on buses and in malls throughout the state. There will be advertising on social media. In fact, I'm urging these young people to take advantage of that social media that otherwise sometimes has a negative connotation and use it in the most positive sense that we can to reach out to one another in a spirit of support for healthy living. So thanks to everyone who has helped to put this together. Thanks for getting a message out that will help me to fight off my ice cream urges when I need to do that. And let's all join together not only to start living healthy, but to keep on living healthy and support each other as we do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor. At this time, I'm calling on our Director of Health, Director Fuddy, and she's been a real leader and a bold leader in what we're doing in terms of the campaign and a comprehensive approach for obesity prevention. Thank you, Director.
Thank you, Lola. Thank you, Governor. I can't see over the podium. I know you're there. Thank you, everyone, for coming. This is truly our pleasure to have all of you here. I want to especially extend our deepest aloha to the IPA students for being here today, but also for the work that they have been doing. I'd like to also acknowledge that we have been working with our obesity task force, and we have several members here in the audience today, so I want to acknowledge them. So wave your hand or stand up. We have Don Weissman from the American Heart Association, Leslie Lamb from the American Diabetes Association, Phyllis Dendel from Kaiser Permanente in the back, and Dr. Coralie Waters from the University College of Tropical Ag and Human Resources. So again, they've been a great help. Give them a hand. In helping us to put together our strategies for obesity prevention. It's going to take an entire community to really address this issue. It is a complex one. We want to also thank the media for being here today. We are pleased to really look at Start Living Healthy campaign developed by the youth. We're going to really look at the work that they have done. This has also been in partnership with Olelo, We're first going to take a look at the ads that will run in the movie theaters that were created as part of the Olelo Youth Exchange for 2012 competition. And the winners were Aikahi Elementary, Aliamanu Middle, and Waianae High School. And I think you will see that the youth really put their heart and soul into these campaigns, and that they were very creative. They're quite cute, they're quite entertaining, and they're also very educational. It does get the message across.
Junk food, it makes you fat. Soda and fries. Junk food, it makes you fat. Soda and fries. Junk food, it rots your teeth. Cookies and chips. Junk food, it rots your teeth. Cookies and chips. Junk food, please buy some every day.
Give them a hand. I think that that's really cute.
He doesn't just shoot three-pointers. He shoots three-pointers backwards. He figured out the meaning of life using a classroom whiteboard. He is the healthiest man in the world. You understand? Oh, I wasn't always the healthiest guy, but now, thanks to water and good exercise, I am. Stay healthy, my friends. About it, I mean, so what? I ate 5 bags of chips today.
If she keeps this up, she's gonna die.
I don't have a problem. It's eating food. It's like walking on sunshine.
She needs help. All that's doing is lowering her self-esteem.
I don't care. This is my life. Get out of it.
We used to go to the park, we used to play volleyball. What happened?
Pardon the pun here, but I think you will notice that all three of them have their unique flavor to them. And I know that you all each have your favorite. My favorite is the healthiest man, the healthiest boy. I think that's really good. And the kids are really quite cute in the elementary as well. So now we're going to also look at, we want to thank, again, all of our partners at Olelo for making this possible, and to all of the students that were involved with this project. Now we're going to look at viewing the PSA, which the IPA's 10th graders helped to develop. And this is the one that all of the signs are around. As I look out into the audience, I see everybody's faces going, oh, yuck. If we can only have that mental image every time someone drinks soda, I think that will help advance our message. We're going to just have a little bit of a dialogue. Wanted to, since we have our students here, just get a little bit of feedback from them. What do you think? What do you think about all of the ads? Don't be afraid. Speak up. Makes your stomach turn, yes. You want to stand up? Yeah.
I think a lot of the ads bring awareness to us of what one sugary drink a day does. You know,
Great. So do you think this will help folks like yourself and others, they're going to rethink their drink? Think twice before they take that extra soda? Yeah, go ahead. You want to stand up so they can hear you? Good. Well, we really want to thank all of you from the Island Pacific Academy for all of your good work. And I was just talking with one of the teachers. It's great to be involved with the production at the beginning, but to see it actually come out. Are you proud of the product that you had put together? They got to huddle. Typical. They have to huddle.
I think we're all my friends and I can agree and say that we are proud of what we came up with because we bring awareness to other teenagers on what they do when they drink a sports drink or drink a can of soda. And so I think we're all proud and starting to bring awareness to everybody of what they're putting in their bodies, and hopefully it'll get them to change their minds the next time they pick up a can of soda because this is not pretty.
Thank you. And again, one of the reasons why we did this campaign, why we're looking at youth, for a couple of reasons. One is, especially as we look at our teen population, you know, they do have spending power. They do have money that's in their pocket that they purchase items with. We did a recent survey about 600 teens, and we found that 63% of them have $11 a week to spend on food, clothing, and other types of items, going to the movies, and that over half have $20 of disposable income. So as we look at their decision-making power, I think it's important that we help influence that. And also, we know that sugar consumption, sugar-sweetened beverages are highest among our teens. Nearly all reported taking one sugary beverage a week, 93%, and half, 48% of the teens said that they drink over one drink a day. So really, and the message there is the more soda you drink, it will have an influence on your weight. And we've had studies that have shown that even one sugary drink a day will result in a 10-pound weight gain. So I think it's really important to get the message out. I think it's really important to get the message out via the teens' way of delivering the message. You know, some adults may look at this and they might not connect, but we want the teens to connect to this because they're our future, and we want to make sure that they change their behaviors because we have too many adults, including myself, that struggle with the issue of overweight and obesity. So we have to change behaviors early, and hopefully that will last for a lifetime. So thank you for being here, and I'm going to turn it back to Lola.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And thank you, IPA students. You are our creative advisors, and we may turn to you again. Thank you. And also thank you for all the partners who are here and for really helping us with the strategies. We have researchers amongst us. We have public health people amongst us. We have people who are educators. I see, I know there was somebody from AFERD here. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you for being here. Sorry, I get excited when I see partners. At this time, we're going to open up the microphone for question and answers. So, Governor, if I may ask you to come up, and Director, and we will be taking answers from the press.